Hello and welcome back to another Destiny 2 mod testing video. I'm Fattyhacker, and today we're going to be looking at two new mods on this season's artifact in the last column. And they are Guardian Angel, which reads, grants a chance to generate healing orbs for you on scout rifle, sniper rifle, bow, and linear fusion rifle precision blows. And Solar Plexus, which reads, increases damage of all solar melee abilities. Gain super energy from performing finishers with a solar subclass equipped. I chose these because Guardian Angel is essentially the only real new mod, and while Solar Plexus is only a variant of the Arc Battery mod we had for melees last season, we have new solar melee abilities this season, and I wanted to do some testing around that. First off, looking at Guardian Angel. For my tests, although not extremely extensive, it seemed like there was about a 25% chance for this healing orb to drop on kill, so that's pretty good. The way it works is the exact same as the healing pools if you ever played an activity with the attrition modifier. It will not give a chunk of health, but will immediately trigger rapid health regeneration, which is pretty good. My main issue with this though is the fact that all the weapon types you need to get a kill with for this perk to activate are ranged weapons, and since the healing pool drops at the enemy's location, I don't think this is very useful. Builds centered around healing and survivability I usually associate with higher level content, and in my mind I see a scenario where you might be playing a Master Nightfall, you're using a scout, and you may be getting this perk to proc a ton of times on precision kills, but because you're standing far away from them to stay alive and you're using a scout, by the time you've even gotten to the pools of light, you've cleared out the room and they provide no use to you. Anyways, let me know in the comments if you can think of a place where this might be useful. Next, time to look at the Solar Plexus, first with the new Warlock melee ability, Celestial Fire, which is a projectile melee for the top tree Dawnblade. With no mod, it hits for 2861 3 times for a total of 8,583 damage. Now throwing on Solar Plexus, we hit for 4291 3 times for a total of 12,873 damage. This is a 50% increase in damage. The first thing that came to my mind was what melee builds I could throw together, but sadly Celestial Fire does not work with Winter's Guile, which are the Warlock gauntlets that buff melee damage on melee kill. You can see in this clip I get no buff from the ability melee, but then I do get it to proc with a regular melee. Next I wanted to test how it interacts with other melee based perks in the game. So I threw on a shotgun with 1-2 punch, and unfortunately it doesn't register as a melee here either, with no increase in damage occurring and still hitting 12,873 with Solar Plexus on. For reference, an uncharged 1-2 punch melee hits for 14,709, which is a 3 times melee damage multiplier from the base 4903. From these findings, it seems unfortunately that Celestial Fire does not play well with other melee perks, and because 1-2 punch is so strong, I don't see much use for it. The other new melee ability with Season of the Dawn is the Weighted Knife for Bottom Tree Gunslinger. It also takes on the less conventional form of a projectile melee. With no mods, it hits for 17,275. With Solar Plexus, we hit 25,913, which again is a 50% increase. And finally, testing with 1-2 punch, we can see again, it sadly has no effect. The very last thing to take a look at is that this perk also says you gain super energy from finishers when using a solar subclass. This one is pretty straightforward, and the amount of super energy you get is completely negligible, and I would pretty much ignore this, as you generate super energy faster just killing enemies with your gun than the amount of time it takes for you to actually use a finisher. And that wraps it up for today's video. A little less focused than usual, but I had a bunch of findings I just wanted to share. Hopefully you learned something. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more Destiny videos in the future.